Never been.
There we go.
You got it.
Meeting of the Greater Lafourche Port Commission will now come to order. Ms. Gina Sherman, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Colley, would you give us roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sherman.
Here.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Here.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Here.
Seat E, Reggie Leday.
Here.
Seat F, Chad Colley.
Here.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Here.
Seat H, Mike Colley here. Seat I, Chris Colley.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Colley. Mr. Mike Colley. We've got too many Colleys now. All right.
Your opinion.
All right. Next, we have the elections of officers. First, I want to say I enjoyed my years over here, as 6 years as being president. Over here, I enjoyed it. It was good working with everybody. New president will be coming in. He's going to do a wonderful job. And all I got to say is, with this administration, was the best I ever worked with. This board is the best. I hate to say for some in the past, but this actually has been the best board. And my 24 years working with this board has been one of the best boards, if not the best board that I ever worked with. And I want to tell everyone, it was grateful. It was good working with y'all. And I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, next we have open nominations for the office of presidency.
I nominate Mr. John Mellison.
Any other nominations? Nominations closed. Mr. Colley, Mr. Mike Colley, give us a roll call, please.
Seat A, Chucky Sherby.
Yes.
Seat B, Tom
Wait,
Pete.
wait. You have to say his name.
Say the
I
name
gotta
of the
say his
person.
name? All right, John Mellison.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Yes.
You gotta say John.
Say his name.
John Mellison.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Yes, John Mellison.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
John Mellison.
Seat E, Reggie Leday.
Yes, John Mellison.
Seat F, Chad Colley.
Yes, John Mellison.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Yes, John Mellison.
Seat H, Mike Colley. John Mellison. Seat I, Chris Colley.
John Mellison.
All right, Mr. Mellison, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, sir.
Congrats, John.
Thank everyone. Enjoyed your support. I won't cry like Chet, but
No, I mean,
I feel like it.
not everybody can.
That's right. So before we continue, I'd like to thank President Sherman. He led us in a lot of difficult times. He was our president during COVID. He was our president during Hurricane Ida, which we're still recovering from. And he probably, Hurricane Ida was the 100-year storm. And he was the president during the first time in the career of 100 years in Lafourche Parish that we had 10 to 14 inches of snow. And I want to let the people know he was there helping us every step of the way. Thank you, Mr. Sherman.
Thank you, Mr. Mellison. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll continue the elections by opening nominations for the office of vice president. And I'd like to nominate Chris Colley.
Any other number?
Any other nominations? Close the nominations, and if we could have a roll call vote.
Seat A, Chucky Sherby.
Chris Colley.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Chris Colley.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Chris Colley.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Chris Colley.
Seat E, Reggie Leday.
Chris Colley.
Seat F, Chad Colley.
Chris Colley.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Chris Colley.
Seat H, Mike Colley. Chris Colley. Seat I, Chris Colley.
Chris Colley.
All right, congratulations, Chris.
Thank you.
Our next seat will be the position for secretary, looking to open nominations.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Chucky Sherby.
Are there any other nominations? Nominations closed. Mr. Colley, could you?
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sherby.
Chucky Sherman.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Chucky Sherman.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Chucky Sherman.
CD, Rodney Gisclair.
Chucky Sheremy.
CD, Regula Day.
Chucky Sheremy.
CDF, Chad Kelly.
Chucky Sheremy.
CG, John Melliso.
Chucky Sheremy.
CH, Mike Kelly. For Chucky Jeremy, CI, Chris Kelly.
Chucky Sheremy.
Congratulations, Mr. Sheremy.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to open up nominations for treasurer.
I would like to nominate Mr. Rodney Gisclair, treasurer.
Are there any other nominations? Nominations will be closed. Mr. Sheremy, can we have a roll call count?
Yeah. Seat A, Chucky Sherman for Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Seat B, Mr. Thomas Petrie.
Mr. Rodney Gisclair, treasurer.
C, Jimmy Lafon.
Mr. Randy Gisclair.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Rodney Gisclair.
Seat E, Regula Day.
Rodney Gisclair.
Seat F, Chad Colley.
Mr. Rodney Gisclair.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Rodney Gisclair.
Seat H, Mike Colley.
Rodney Gisclair.
Seat I, Chris Colley.
Rodney Gisclair.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Gisclair.
Thank you.
Mr. Director, is there any other business we have to do to complete this?
Everything is done.
All right.
We're on the agenda. Thank you.
All right, well, we'll continue on moving along, and please bear with me, it's my first time, so we'll move into approving minutes for the January 8, 2025 meetings. Need a motion?
Move.
Moved by Mike, second by Chris Colley.
Any discussion?
Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have Executive Director's Report.
Thank you, Mr. President, and just like to say congratulations to the new executive board, and thank you to the former executive board. It's always a pleasure and an honor to work for all of you, and looking forward to the next several years with this current executive board and the entire Board of Commissioners. Thank you. First is our Northern Expansion projects, Northern Expansion Slip D Bulkhead, GIS Engineering.
Good morning, John Plazos with GIS Engineering. Dynamic Group is the contractor on this bulkhead project. As you can see, they're making good progress with the steel sheet piles. They have started also getting in the concrete piles, and they are getting ready to start driving them probably next week.
All right. Yeah, it's moving along very well. Any questions?
We do also have a change order on the agenda later, a deduct of $229,758.69. With the test pile program, we were able to get shorter concrete piles.
Good. All right. Any questions? Thanks, John. All right, moving to airport projects, aircraft operations.
Aircraft operations for last month were 1,429. We had 7,509 passengers visit the airport and 18,688 vehicles.
And I did want to make note that we were an overflow airport for the Super Bowl. We did have 8 jets, I believe, that stayed here over that time. We were able to fuel every one of them. You know, we have those issues with our fuel tanks. We're changing them out right now. But it was very interesting to have that this last for the Super Bowl. But we you know, our group over there operating that for us is do a great job, and they did excellent with that for us over the last weekend. So we appreciate their work for sure.
I spoke with one of the pilots from the jet, and he was very surprised about our airport. That he told me he enjoyed it. He never expected that we had an airport like that. He's always landed in New Orleans or Lakefront, but he was very satisfied with our airport for how it was.
Good. Sounds good. And, you know, hopefully the new terminal that we're about to talk about is going to...
There's a rapper that was there, but I can't tell you her name. I don't even know a song she made, but she had a nice jet. They had other nice jets. But,
I believe that was Megan Thee Stallion.
It absolutely was Megan
That's
Thee Stallion.
Yep. Sure was.
Whoever she is.
And Will back there is standing up going, why nobody called
Why
me?
nobody called me?
All right. The Airport Connected Road and Bridge, PCOLA and Associates.
So C-Level's the contractor. They basically finished all the asphalt work, all the drainage work. And they finished all the painting on the lift span portion. They are working on the mechanical equipment very slowly. The last couple of weeks, they've done some machining and they were prepping items for painting. Plan is to start painting most of those components this week, weather permitting. So we're still talking to them about schedule. We asked them to have another meeting very soon about schedule and talk about if there's anything we can do to move that forward. And we'll advise you of that.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
FBO Terminal, GIS Engineering.
Okay, Byron Talbot Contractors is the contractor on this particular project. They have poured all the pile caps. They are working on the framing for the grade beams. And as you can see, part of that is preparation. They got to put the conduits under the slab. They're getting all that done.
All right. Any questions? Okay, the fuel system rehabilitation.
That's ours. Okay, those tanks have been delivered. As Chet mentioned, they're not online yet. Y'all had a truck, I believe, here for the Super Bowl. There's a valve that needs to be redone, but other than that, construction's going on. We expect it to be complete in the next month or so.
Any questions?
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, John. All right, other projects, Hurricane Ida repair projects, breakwater repairs, Angелette Design.
Okay, Rigid Constructors is a contract on this project. This is for the repair of the 12 existing breakwaters and some repairs to the west jetty. They're expected to come in at the end of next week with an anticipated completion date, the beginning of April. I will be getting a hard date from them today so that we can coordinate any notice to mariners that you might need to send out. We also have change order number 1 on the agenda later today for you.
Okay. Any questions? All right, Fouchon Beach.
Okay, this project is currently advertising to take bids on Thursday, March the 6th.
All right. Any questions? Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.
All right, Flotation Canal and Front Commercial Marina Dredge, PCO and Associates.
So this project's complete. We are in the lean period. He's still got some work to do on trimming down the amount of material that he pumped into the mitigation area, but we're holding him to that. He should come back in the next month or so to complete that. We do have the final balancing change order on the agenda today. We got all those quantities sorted out, and it's a deduct of $680,104.20 and no additional contract time, and we do recommend you approve that later in the agenda.
Okay. All right, any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the airport hangar replacement, GIS Engineering.
Okay, Freetown Builders is a contractor on this project. We are going back and forth a little bit on the submittals for the building itself. Y'all do have a change order on your agenda later on, and an increase of $29,750.47. The building has to be a little bit bigger to accommodate the big door, so that is what that change order is for.
All right. Any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right, we have any public comment? I believe we have Ms. Gay Sherman, if you'd like to come up, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here today with my daughter Elena, and I have another daughter, Alexis. If you see her, you see Alexis. They're identical. But we're here to introduce ourselves. We started a company called Twin G Consulting, and we're looking at, we've formed a partnership with Rogers Surveying out of New York to do hydrographic surveying and land surveying if it's commercial. We're trying to get our foot in the door, and we're working, we want to stay in the Gulf. Of course, y'all know my father-in-law was Mr. Dickie Guidry with Guidry Brothers Towing in Harvey Gulf. And it was something he always talked to my girls about, believe it or not, to try to get a company going in the Gulf. He always knew they had that passion, so we are starting this. So please keep us in consideration.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck.
Good luck.
All right, thank you. Anybody else for public comment?
And if I could recognize, thanks Doug Sheremy with Governor Landry's office for attending, as well as Lynn Kiger and Chad Ducey from the Lafourche Chamber. Thank y'all for attending.
Thank y'all for coming, gentlemen. And we'll continue by moving on. We'll go into committee reports. Executive committee is, we'll just pass that up because we're going to name committees next week, but we'll start executive committee by consider approving the Edward Wisner donation Fouchon Island lease amendment for access corridor.
All right, so the Fouchon Island lease that we have with Wisner did not include the access corridor, so we don't want to add that in, so recommendation to approve.
Moved by Tom Petrie, second by Jimmy Lafont. Any discussion? Second by Rodney Gisclair. I did not see that.
Okay.
And all in favor? I'm sorry, any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. My apologies. Thank you, Mr. Liddy. Next, we have consider approving the agreement with the state lands for dredge pipe access to the beach.
So this is for our beach project, recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Chad Colley, second by Chucky Sheremy. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have consider approving declaring the Ford Explorer's partition cage as surplus and donating it to the Golden Meadow Police Department.
All right, we don't have any need for this partition anymore, recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Mike Colley, second by Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, we have consider approving the request from the Golden Meadow Police Department for officer assistance.
All right, the Golden Meadow Police Department is still trying to get their things together. As we've done in the past, we've assisted when they had need. There's still a need there for assistance. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Mr. Tom Petrie, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have consider approving the cooperative endeavor agreement with the Lafourche Parish Water District for a water line off Minor Cherami Road.
All right, water line needs to be extended off Minor Cherami Road. This is an agreement that with the water district for a 50-50 cost share. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Mr. Chucky Sheremy, second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And last, we have consider approving the request from Triton Diving Services, AKA Helix Alliance, for a lease extension of site GLF 290.
All right, this lease is coming up in May 2025, and they want to extend. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Mike Colley, second by Chad Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That concludes Executive Committee report. We'll be moving into permits and waterways, and we'll turn that over to Mr. Chucky Sheremy.
All right, thank you, Mr. Melison. First, we have Chevron Pipeline and Power. Proposed pipeline removal abandonment project, accommodate the deep water project, approximately 24,000 cubic yards of material will be excavated and placed on site. Next, we have Lafourche Parish Government. Proposed construction of an additional 20,700 linear feet of earth terrace, approximately 265,000 cubic yards of native material will be excavated and placed on site to construct terraces. Then we have Bayou Bouillon operators. Proposed temporary barge and structure to produce the Lake Ogeron South Prospect well. No excavation or fill will be required. This is an extension request. Then we have Bayou Bouillon operators. Proposed installation of 4 flow lines to the Lake Ogeron South Project well number 1 to an existing platform. This is also existing request. And that's all we have for permits, waterways, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Sheramy. That concludes the Permits and Waterway Committee. We'll move into Construction and Development Committee, and we'll turn that over to Mr. Chris Kale.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, newly elected president. First, we'll start with consider approving change order number 1 from Dynamic Group for the Slip D Bulkhead project.
All right, this is a deduction of $229,758.69. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Chris Kale, second by Mike Kale. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I'm sorry. Let me back up.
Any
I
discussion?
missed.
Yep.
Expect that more often, fellas. It'll take a while. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, we'll consider accepting the clear lien certificate from Huey Stocksdale for the airport road asphalt leveling.
Project is complete. Everything in order. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion from Chris Kale, second from Mr. Chucky Sheramy.
Any discussion?
Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 3, consider approving change order number 1 from Rigid Constructors for the breakwater repairs project.
Right. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion from Mr. Chris Kale, second by Mr. Tom Petrie. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 4, consider approving change order number 4 from Coastal Dredging for the flotation canal and front commercial marina dredge project.
All right. This is a deduct of $680,104.20. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Mr. Chris Kale, second by Mr. Rodney Giskler. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Our final item, we'll consider approving change order number 1 from Freetown Builders for the airport hangar project.
All right. This is an increase of $29,766.93. Recommendation to approve.
Got a motion by Mr. Chris Kale, second by Mr. Reggie Leday. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction and Development Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Kale. Next, we'll be moving into Finance Committee, and our new treasurer will be taking over this role, Mr. Rodney Giskler.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is my first time going through this, so excuse any lapses. First, we'll start with our reviewing or accepting the expenditures over $25,000. I'll review these. The Dynamic Group for $609,124.58. That's for Slip D Bulkhead. Next, we have BET Construction, Inc., $284,076.98. That's for the FBO terminal. Next, we have Volute, Inc., $232,708.20. Fuel system rehabilitation. GIS Engineering, $136,165.68. That's for Fouchon Island Feed Study, Port Fouchon Marsh Creation, Slip D Bulkhead, Bell Pass Channel Deepening, General Consulting and Engineering, Airport Terminal Building. Next, we have Picciola and Associates, $96,145.68. That's for mooring dolphin and front commercial marine dredging, Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project, Flotation Canal Shoreline Protection, and General Engineering. Next, we have Angelette Design LLC, $76,324.04. Fouchon Brickwaters, Bayou Lafourche and Flotation Canal Bulkhead, Fouchon Beach Maintenance and Restoration Projects. Next, we have Grand Isle Shipyard, $37,462.79. That's for contract labor at FBO and limestone for Fouchon locations. Next, we have Bank of America, $30,430.30. That's for port credit card charges. And lastly, we have Southern Power and Equipment, $26,187.33. That's for the grasshopper mower and parts for repairs to equipment. And if I've read all of those correct, Mr. Leday,
You sure did.
I'll move on to total of all expenditures, including those over $25,000, which totaled $2,718,261 and 10 cents. Nope, $261.10.
There you go.
There you go. Can we get a motion from you?
Yes, I move that we accept these expenditures.
Second by Mike Colley. Any discussion?
Any public comment?
No, you got it. You got it.
Any discussion? Any public?
Say it. You can say it.
Abstain. All right. Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next, we'll discuss, we'll review and approve out-of-state travel requests.
No, there's number 2.
Number 2.
You can just read the statement.
Consider
There you
approving
go.
the January 2025 preliminary unaudited financial statements.
All right, got a motion from Mr. Gisclair, a second from Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now we'll consider approving out-of-state travel requests. Chet Sasson testifying at U.S. House Natural Resources Committee, February 10th through the 11th, 2025. Corporal Scott Bynum, Homeland Security Specialist, Maritime Security East, March 3rd through the 7th. Michael Kindler, Harbor Police Chief, John Crochet, Director of IT, AAPA Security Committee and Cybersecurity Subcommittee meetings, March 12th through the 14th. Mr. Kenneth Thorpe, Harbor Police Officer, Street Crimes Training, March 23rd through the 26th. Mr. John Crochet, Director of IT, Port of the Future Conference, April 31st through March 31st through April 4th. Mr. Chet Chasson, NOIA Annual Meeting, April 1st through the 4th, and that's our Executive Director. And again, Mr. Chet Chasson, Executive Director, and Port Commissioners to be determined for the GPA Spring Meeting, April 29th through the 1st. And I move that we accept these travel requests.
Got a second from Mr. Reggie Leday. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, that concludes the Treasurer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Gisclair. Next, we have any other business? Mr. Bro?
Yes, I just wanted to mention that the Monday before the Super Bowl, we did participate. Port Commission provided security for the NFL Green Team project in Leeville, and that was to build a living shoreline, about a 300-plus foot living shoreline at the Leeville boat launch. And they had a large group of volunteers, a few hundred people, and it was a successful project. So
Great.
they actually reached out and did a project in our area, along with other areas.
That is good. We saw some of the video and photos, and it looked like the port did a fantastic job. Thank you for getting that done for us. Any other business? Any public comment?
Yeah, I have something, Mr. President. I'd like to tell everyone we have Mardi Gras coming around, and that we have the Rose parades, we have the Golden Medal parades. For everyone to be careful. It's enjoyable. Remember, this is for kids and family to enjoy themselves, not to watch when you're drinking. Watch for kids on the highway. That when you're going, make sure nothing happens and enjoy yourselves. It's Mardi Gras. This is a time of the year where I guess it's the only time of the year where you can act like a fool and still have fun and nobody says anything. So, but it's one of our traditions down here, so everybody needs to enjoy it. And we need to also recognize that we have Mr. Chris Colley, who's actually been the king for the Rose Parade. Mr. Colley, would you like to say some words?
Sure, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chris Colley, King 51, crew of Versailles, along with my queen, Rachel Ada Marie Colley, Queen 51, crew of Versailles. Versailles traditionally rolls on a Sunday. We have changed that tradition after 51 years to Saturday. So this year we will be rolling Saturday, February 22nd at 12 noon from La Rose Civic Center to the Cutoff Elementary School, which is the traditional route. That was changed from the original route, but it's tradition now. So we'd ask that you each and every one of you come out, enjoy 24 floats full, lots of throws, and come enjoy the good time that the crew of Versailles will have great throws and enjoy it and be a part of Mardi Gras. It's part of our heritage and tradition. So thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, so everyone enjoy Mardi Gras. It's that time of the year, like I said, be careful. I mean, really be careful. I have my, we don't want no accidents. We don't want our harbor patrol, our ambulance people bring anybody to the hospital. So everyone enjoy themselves, and I hope to see everybody on the route, and we have a few commissioners that'll be riding, so everyone was in the route. That's all I have, Mr. Mellison.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any other public comment? Got a motion from Mr. Jimmy Lafont to adjourn, second from Tom Petrie. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry.
You good.
All opposed? I'd like to say the Greater Lafourche Port Commission would like to thank our viewers today and those who attended. And please remember, we are Port Fourchon. Here today, ready for tomorrow, 65 years strong, and honored to serve. Meeting adjourned.